There's a difference when you walk through, got me asking how to get you.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Bree Jolise and I'm back with another video. I'm back and I'm chilling. And so I think that I'm gonna do my story times like this. Just laid back, comfortable, and we could be here. You laid back, you comfortable, you in your phone, you on your tablet, on your computer, your TV, whatever. And we just talking like that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to have a connection with the people and I really want to feel like the homegirl. But this is gonna be a juicy ass story time. This is a story time, if you can't tell by the title. She came to me as a woman. The nerve of that female. The nerve of that female to come to me as a woman, okay? It's just crazy. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'm just gonna get into it. So, the people in this story is my ex. I'm gonna call him Ryan, and the girl who came to me as a woman, I'm gonna name her Keisha. Her name was a little more ghetto than Keisha, but yeah. Alright, so boom. This was back in my Target days. I used to work at Target and I was a baddie B. Like, I was working at Target from, I believe, 19 to 21. And I used to dress, we only could wear red and khaki, and I would dress up that red and khaki. Like, I was dressing that red and khaki up. I was well known in Target for my looks, and I had a fat booty, slim waist, you know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of attention, okay? I had gained the attention of Ryan. Ryan had worked pretty close to me. I would see him a lot, and he would flirt with me or whatever. I would flirt back, and we ended up getting each other's number. Ironically enough, he had my Facebook or whatever. We had each other's Facebook. Ryan had a way with his words, he was very slick. He was very, nice. If I had told people the certain things he done said to me or did, they would be like, what? For real? Because he just has that thing about him. People just really like him. They think he's such a nice guy. He's very respectful in that manner. Me and him was talking for a while. I had just got out of a 2-year relationship, so I wasn't rushing into anything. It was very fun, our situationship, and I was just entertaining it. I wasn't looking for a relationship. I wasn't looking for a title. I wasn't pressing the issue. One day, I'm working in Babies, and they had another girl, which her name is Keisha. She had worked in Babies with me. We would work, in the same area, but we would never talk. So one day, Keisha came up to me talking about, hey, Bree, like, I had got Ryan's number. I want to say his real name so bad. I had got Ryan's number, and it's just for a mechanic. Like, we're not, talking for real, but I just wanted to let you know I just got his number for a mechanic. And I'm just like, girl, I don't care. Like, do your thing, girl. Shit. That's not my man. So she's like, oh, for real? Like, and I'm like, yeah, that's not my man. Do your thing. Like, so she's like, okay. And, we just continue working and stuff. That happened like maybe a year prior to this big situation where she came to me as a woman. Fast forward to me getting kicked out of working at Babies and working in the fitting room. So Keisha, she would come to the fitting room, come get her stuff or whatever, and like she would come hide in the fitting room. Everybody would come hide in the fitting room and stuff and take little mini breaks. So along the time she would do that, we started to get a little close. Like, we would compliment, she would compliment me, okay, and say how pretty I am and, how nice my body is. So when she would talk about my body, I'd be like, bro, I go to the gym. Like, you want to come along? Like, I got a gym membership. I could have a buddy and we could be lit. Like, you got a car. At the time, I didn't have a car. You got a car. I got the gym membership. We even Steven. Boom. So we started going to the gym together, which this wasn't a long time situation because everything happened so fast. Me and Ryan was hanging out together all the time, and he would take me back and forth to work every day. He'll be like, oh, who you talking to? And I'd be like, I'm talking to Keisha. And he'll be like, why you talking to Keisha? Like, or when I would go to the gym with her, he'd be like, oh, where you at? Or where you came from, what you did today? I'd be like, I went to the gym with Keisha. And he'd be like, why are you hanging around her? That's not your friend, da da da. And I'd be like, why are you saying that? And he would never tell me why. But I'm not stupid. Like, I know it's because you must be talking to Keisha. Like, I remember back to when she said that she got your number and you're so adamant about her not being my friend or me talking to her, you gotta be talking to Keisha. But he would never admit to it. But I'm not stupid. So I'd be like, whatever. Like, she ain't doing nothing to me yet, so I'm gonna be hanging out with her. Plus, me and him was not together. So you talking to Keisha so fucking what? Like, I don't care. I don't care. You hanging out with me every fucking day. You doing things for me, so I don't care what the hell you doing with her. That was my mindset, okay? So one day, me and Keisha talking, and she's talking about how she's going bowling later on and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's nice, like whatever the case may be. Ryan ended up taking me home after work, and then he was just like, oh, like I want to take you out, like let's go out. So I was like, all right, bet. His idea was to go to BBQs. He came to pick me up and he took a shower, he got dressed and stuff, and I'm in his room just taking pictures for Snapchat. And I'm looking at Keisha's Snap and she's, you know, bowling with her family. So the next day, me and Keisha is talking and stuff, and like Keisha would always like bring him up in the middle of conversation, like just out of nowhere. Like, we was talking about her clothes and then like her sense of style and stuff, and then she would like blurt out that like Ryan said that her she's so bougie because she likes this and that. I know she was doing that to see my reaction, but I wasn't giving any reaction. I know that's what you want because you're bringing him out of nowhere, like trying to make me know that you talk to him. I knew that she didn't know for sure that me and Ryan was talking because I would talk about other guys and how I would date other guys and I would talk to other guys and I would go out with other guys. And at the time I had me a little Splendid daddy and I would talk about him too. That's a story time for another time, you know what I'm saying? So I know I'm kind of like throwing stuff out there, but everything will make sense in the end when she comes to me as a woman, okay? So one day Ryan takes me home from work and we end up like, you know, still messaging and stuff, but we was like messaging on Snapchat. And like he would always like really message me on Snapchat a lot because I wouldn't have my read receipts on, so he wouldn't know that I had read his message. So he liked to make sure that I'm reading his messages, so he would hit me up on Snapchat even though he has my number. So we're talking and he's just like, oh babe, like I'm gonna be going out with my cousin tonight, so I'm not gonna come get you, but are you hungry or anything? And I'm like, no, I'm fine, and have fun or whatever. So he's like, all right, bet. And so he's like posting on Snap, like he's posting in the car, like, cause I know sometimes when he goes with his cousin, he doesn't drive, like his cousin ends up driving and stuff. So he's like posting the bottle that they got, and he's posting like them driving, but like not themselves. Like he's not posting them. He's just posting the road and shit. And so I'm not recognizing the inside of the car, but I'm not even looking too hard. I'm just like, oh, he's with his cousin. Like, that's where my brain was. He's with his cousin. So the next day, he's supposed to be taking me to work. I'm blowing his phone up because he's not answering, and I'm trying to make sure he's awake. So he's not answering. I'm texting him on Snap, everything. He's not answering, okay? And so I'm just like, all right, I don't got time for this. I'm gonna just take a cab and go to work. So on my way to work, I see him read one of my messages. Then I look at his Snap, and he had posted a Snap of him driving from, I think it was either Brooklyn or Queens or whatever. Because she lived out, I think she was from Queens. She lived out there, but it still wasn't registering in my head why he was coming from freaking Queens. But I was just pissed off because you doing all this other stuff, you could have just told me that. I don't care what you really doing, but you getting in the way of me being on time for work, and you getting in the way of my free ride. So I go to work, I'm at work, whatever, it's early in the morning, and me and Keisha always had the same shift. We just talking at the fitting room, whatever. At the fitting room, there was a desk where I could just fold the clothes on the desk and stuff, and it was like certain things there. And my phone is faced up like this, all right? And my phone announces, like it announces names or whatever. So on the thing it said Ryan, 2 hearts, like. And so she looks at me, I look at her, and I pick the shit up. I walk to the back of the fitting room, and I'm like blacking. I'm just like, bro, you could have told me you was not coming. Like, I don't got time for this. And he was saying what he was saying, but he was like, are you at work? Are you at work? Like, trying to make sure I'm at work and shit. And I'm like, I took a cab. Like, I don't got time for this. And then he's like, I'm sorry, blase, just saying a whole bunch of nothing. And so I just banged the phone on him because I don't got time for this. Like, I really don't got time for these games. Really don't got time. Because I'm like, bro, you driving back from freaking Queens. You could have told me you wasn't coming back to come get me this morning. Like, communication. I walked back to the front and I put the phone down and I'm like, so like we were saying, like, you know, to continue the conversation. And she's like looking mad uneasy. And then she continues the conversation or whatever. So he had came to pick me up. We spent the night together. And in the morning, I was just like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm just going to call out. So I called out. And then his bandwagon is going to sit there and call out too. So he gets up, he goes to the bathroom, and he's gone for like maybe 30 minutes. It was a long time. And so I get a ring-a-ding-ding from Keisha. So I'm just like, what the, like, why is you calling me so early in the morning? Like, we was cool, but we wasn't besties. Like, I'm not expecting a call from you early in the morning before we gotta go to work. Bitch, you supposed to be at work. You know what I'm saying? So she calls me and I pick up and I'm like, hey, what's up? So she's like, oh, I really need to talk to you. Are you at home? And I'm like, no, I'm not at home. I'm at a friend's house. And she's like, oh, where's your friend at? Can I come over? Like, can I just come see you to talk? And I'm like, no, like, I will come. I'll let you know when I'm home. And so she's like still trying to talk to me, like, come see me, to talk to me. And I'm just like, girl, like, no, like, I will let you know when I'm home. So then she's like, all right. So I'm like, what the like, is that serious? Like, but you know, I'm not stupid, so I know what it is. Like, she wants to talk to me as a woman. You know what I'm saying? He ends up coming in the room and he has a big ass bag of laundry. And I'm like, where you get this big ass bag of laundry from? He's like, oh, like, nah, it was in the other room. Like, and I'm like, all right, whatever. He ends up taking me to run a little errands, and then he takes me home. But when we're sitting in front of the house, in front of my house, I'm like, you know, Keisha wanted to talk to me about something. Like, she was really fiending to talk to me about something. And he's like, he starts giggling. And I'm like, what's so funny? And then he was like, oh, nothing. And I was like, all right. And I get out the car. So I tell Keisha I'm there. Oh, she try to play it off like, oh, I'm busy now, but I'll let you know when I'm done. It probably will be like later on tonight. And I'm like, okay, girl. This girl came like an hour later. She was not playing. That shit was weighing on her heart. So, and she gets comfortable up in the freaking, the front seat. And she's like mad small. Like, she's mad short. Like 5'2", 5'3", like she was short. And I might as well just describe her to me, because we were complete opposites. And when you think a nigga got a type, niggas ain't got no type. I don't know one nigga that has a type, okay? Niggas love all different types of women, okay? Big, tall, small, fat, skinny, medium, thick, no ass. You think a nigga going that ain't got no ass? Yes, he is. You think he gonna flat chested that look like a boy? Yes, the he is. He ain't got no face. So That's a lesson for you chickens heads out there, okay? So this girl was short as fuck. I'm 5'8", okay? I'm a stallion, okay? I'm 5'8", she's short, she a pony. And she was a little chubby, like she was a little boxy or whatever. And she would dress like a boy, like she would dress like a dyke. And when she would dress up, she looked like someone's grandma. No shade, no tea to her. No shade, no tea to her. I'm telling you, because she was pretty, okay? She had a cute little dimple when she smiled, and she had a nice little smile. And she always wore her hair back in a ponytail, and her ponytail was long. Like, her ponytail was real cute and long, and she had chocolate brown hair. Now, the people that's working at Target, they already know this. If y'all see, no shade, no tea to her. No shade, no tea to you, Keisha, at all. Because you was cute. Like, I can say when someone's pretty. I'm not going to knock a bitch off a pedestal. She was not ugly. She just was not mad feminine like me, okay? So we in a car, and she, straight off the bat, I have to talk to you about your nigga. And I'm like, proceed. Cause girl, you know that's my nigga. Like, in your head, that's my nigga. I never said that was my nigga, but there's certain things that you clearly know that you think that's my nigga. So go on. She goes and she's like, I need to talk to you about your nigga. And I'm like, go ahead. And so she's like, basically, she be washing his clothes. She pays for his speeding tickets because he drove a Camaro, and that shit was fast. You know about Camaros. And he used to rack up tickets because niggas just don't know how to act when they get a fast car. When they would go out to eat, she would foot the bill, and a whole lot of take care of him like she's his mother. Whole time she's older than him too. She's older than both of us. She came to me 6 years older than me. Came to me talking some spice. Okay, I was just sitting in the passenger seat. Can't believe my ears. Like, can't believe my ears, because you doing a whole lot and I don't gotta do none of that. What Cash Doll said, you know, I ain't having none of that. And I will never be his wifey. Whenever you get out your feelings, babe, you might want to do it just like me. See, my bitches don't save him. Catch his ass, then we throw it back, break his ass down like a pound. When I'm done, you can have him back. Bitch, don't play yourself. Ain't nothing about that nigga. Golly, he ain't just for you, baby. He for everybody. Yo, Cash Doll, I'm sorry if I fucked up a couple of lyrics, but dead ass. Like, this was that. Like, this was all of that. Like, she was doing too much. And I feel like she thought that she could buy his love, and it wasn't working. Like, it really wasn't working. Females, let me tell y'all, do not be spending money on these niggas that ain't your nigga. When you know you got a solid ass nigga that's down for you, then you can start spending your money. Yeah, like, you know, whatever. These niggas will get shit and play your ass. Then you looking like boo-boo the fool. Don't spend no money on these niggas. And you don't have to spend no money on these niggas, because there's niggas that will spend money on your ass. You ain't gotta do shit. But to my point, she would tell him, oh, why are you taking Brianna back and forth to work? She could take a cab. She could have her grandparents take her like before. And what he tell her ass, Brianna ain't going nowhere. She was just battered. Like, it was just very much sad. Like, when she was talking about all the shit she was doing, I was like, dang, I ain't gotta do none of that. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, cause other females, they would probably beat her ass real quick for saying all of that. But I'm just gonna be like, wow, I don't gotta do none of that. You do all of that? Wow. Poor you. Boo-hoo. Like, my girl, she was like, why you didn't tell me that she came to you? I would have pulled up and beat her ass. And I'm like, girl, I'm not fighting over no nigga. These niggas don't be shit. They don't be shit enough for me to be getting all butthurt. No. Maybe when I get a husband and a bitch try me and my husband, yes. And I know my husband is about me for reals, then I'm going to war about mine. But not none of these regular ass niggas. Me and him wasn't even together. So what do I look like going to war with this bitch and that's not even my man? Like, and I'm okay with him not being my man. We ain't make no agreement. The fuck? So I was just like, water off a duck's back. Like, I don't care. All that stuff you doing, all that stuff you did for him, all that stuff you said to him, he's clearly not stopping with me. And you just looking real stupid. And so I'm like, girl, take me to his crib real quick. Cause he lived like down the street and around the corner from me, girl. She's like, oh no, I don't want no drama, blah, blah, blah. Cause he had called her. While I was in the car. And he was like saying, oh, like, let me come to your crib, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, no, I'm not dealing with you no more, da, da, da. Like, real hurt. And so she hung up on him or whatever, and he called back and he's like, I'm gonna just come to you, I'm on my way. And then she was like, no, like, I'm close to you anyway, I'm gonna just come to you. And so, like, I told him earlier that you wanted to talk to me, and then you're by him. What are you doing out here? Clearly you're with me. So now he's on game. When she seen the picture of me, like when I posted that snap in his room, she knew, like, first of all, he was supposed to go with her and her family bowling, and he ended up taking me to dinner. And that hurt her little heart, because she seen my snap in his room and she was like, oh, I've been in his room, I know that's his room, da 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 da. Like, and I'm like, okay, like, you're sad. But anyway, I made her take me to his house, and I had my sneakers over there and I had something else over there, and I just wanted to talk. Like, I just wanted to talk. No, I didn't. I kind of wanted to fight. Like, I kind of wanted to fight him, but it didn't get like that, because so she had took me to his house. We pull up and she parks right next to his car, and from his bathroom and kitchen window he could see his car. So I know he's seen our asses. And so I'm like, just get out the car. And she's like, no, I'm not getting out the car, I look crazy. And I'm just like, you always look like that. Like, no shade. The way she looked, she always looked like she was wearing sneakers, jeans, and a shirt. And her ponytail. She always looked like that. She never wore makeup. She never wore a weave. I never seen her with no weave. She always wore that ponytail, or she had her real hair down. And you look the same that you looked before. Like, so I was like, girl, whatever. And I close the door and I go in up to the crib and I'm banging on the door. I hold the freaking peephole shit and I'm banging, boom, 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 and fucking like banging like the police. Like, I did that a few times at his crib and nobody ever beat my ass. Like, if it was me, if I wasn't me and it was somebody else banging on my like door like that, I would have beat the ass. Like, somebody should have beat my ass. But anyway, I heard him come to the door, but he would not open the door. Like, he knew I just leave or whatever. I come back because I hear him open the door, and she's like, she ends up coming up, she's like right there, and he throws my shit out the door or whatever. And I was like, disrespectful. Like, you mad at me because you a what? So grab my shit, go downstairs, and I had boots on. I had these little Chelsea boots on, and as we walk into the car, as we're passing his car, I start kicking his car. I start kicking that. I'm hoping that the paint come off that bitch. I hope that my boots, the heel of my freaking boot is scraping that car. But you know what? It didn't. That paint job was so solid. That shit did not scratch not one bit. And I was sick. I was sick because I was trying. And the whole time, Keisha's like, breathe, stop, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's about to cry. Like, she know that shit could get ratchet real quick. And so But I'm pissed because he threw my shit out. And he just gonna sit there and throw my shit out the door. Disrespectful, so I'm gonna get disrespectful. I should have did more. I was like, nah, Keisha, give me your keys. Like, she was like, no, just get in the car. Like, she was so fucking upset. She was so upset. So I get in the car or whatever, and he calls her like, you gonna bring her to my crib so she could my shit up, da-da-da. And I'm like, yes, and I'll do it again. Like, she's like, no, I didn't know she was gonna do all that, da-da-da. Like, well, she ends up taking me home, and we're just sitting there, and I'm like, girl, you don't deserve this. Like, you don't like, I'm like, girl, you don't deserve this. And she's trying to turn it around, talking about, girl, you can have him. I don't want him. Yes, you do. Because you came to me as a woman. Clearly, you fucking want him. You want him more than what y'all are. You wanted me to stop talking to him. You wanted to sabotage what we got going on. And it ain't work, bitch. It really didn't work. I got another story time coming about like part 2 to this, because it's basically how me and him got in a relationship, but it includes her. Like, she's the reason we got pushed together, okay, and we became an item. But that didn't last forever. It only lasted like a year. But yeah, girl, you just go back and forth like, girl, you can have him, I don't care, da-da-da. Like, it is what it is. You don't deserve that, blase blase. But she really didn't deserve that, because she was doing too much. She was doing too much that she shouldn't have been doing for him. And I wasn't doing anything. So it's just like, you can't say to me that I didn't deserve anything, because I ain't do shit, and we wasn't together, and we both knew we wasn't together, so I really didn't care. So I get out the car, and I'm like, I'll see you at work or whatever. I'm on the phone with him, and he's like blacking like about her and saying how he told me that she was never my friend because she wants us to not talk no more. He was saying how I'm ugly and it must be my ass because it can't be my face, and like just really keep asking him, what does he see in me? Because she got a car, she got 2 jobs, she go to school, and I'm not doing, at that time, I think I was not in school. At that time, I was not in school. No. At that time, I was not in school. I ended up going to school when me and him started dating, and he would take me back and forth to school. Yes. Like, I gotta say, Target was a great experience, but at the same time, it was very drama-filled because it's a whole bunch of young people working there, and it gets really high school. You get really immature-ass people. Then you get the drama because niggas. And that's all I've been going through all my freaking life. Bitches just be jealous of my demeanor. Like, they just be jealous. So, yeah. So that's the time that she came to me as a woman. We ended up not rekindling our friendship. I just could not trust her. Because of all the things he told me she said about me. Which, people could be like, oh, you're going to listen to him and what he said. Yes, I'm going to listen to what he said, because clearly it was jealousy going on. Like, she did not want him to take me back and forth to work. She was talking about, oh, have her grandfather take her, da-da-da. Like, how you trying to hate on my free ride, bitch? Like, how you trying to hate on my free ride? Oh, tell her take a cab. Bitch, fuck you. Like, and then she gonna say it must be my booty. Like, bitch, because she was hating on the body. Like, she was hating on the body. Like, that's what I don't like. You gonna sit there in my face and compliment me to the death, then gonna sit there and run to the nigga and try to discredit me. Like, listen, females, that shit do not work. You know what you're doing? You're making the nigga want the other female more. And you're looking real ugly. You're looking real ugly than what you're trying to make the other female look like. You're looking way more ugly, bro. Period. So, yeah. Anyways, if you made it to the end of this story time, you a real one. And if you want to see a little more of the Breek girl, please comment, like, and subscribe. And follow me on my other social medias. Ayy. Yeah. Instagram is crave_Bree, and Snapchat is Brianna_Thomas.